It's time for Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
So, right? Because,
Sure.
like, Wretched and, right?
Has someone called an ambulance for Todd?
This is Wretched Radio. No, I'm just learning how to communicate the way the Gen Zers are communicating these days. So here's the deal. Been working on the transcripts. John Fabara is the new host of Road Trip to Truth, which we are working on feverishly. I was going to say diligently, but that doesn't even come close to the intensity of the labor going into Road Trip to Truth. We went to different university campuses in the Bible Belt, about 191. I thought it was 161, but there were more. Almost 200 kids we talked to on the university campuses. George Barna or Lifeway would be very pleased with those numbers. And I'm working through the transcripts, and I noticed communication is changing. Is this a big theological issue? No, but it is an evangelistic issue, and it is a didactic teaching issue. How this generation appears to be communicating is different. I can't help but believe that it is because of the tweeting, the Instagram. Everything is truncated. It's just a word. It's an emoji. It is not a thoughtfully constructed sentence. Think back to Mr. Amazing Grace, the letters of John Newton, not the only Puritan to write long letters, but if you read his letters, wow! They go on for days, and they are beautifully written without a computer. He hand wrote these bad boys, and they are profound and thorough, and there are not any emojis needed to communicate the emotion behind the thought. You knew it from the clarity of the writing. That is disappearing. I can't say it's all gone, but it is disappearing. Let me give you a demonstration. This is one of the transcripts from Road Trip to Truth. John asked this person, and this is pretty typical. I did not pick the most extraordinary example. This is just one of many. What would you consider that group of cells to be? We're talking about the life issue. What do you think that blob is inside of the mother's stomach? Quote, a baby? A live baby? Anyway, well, yeah. Like, if you see a from, not so much. I think I'm going to get the medical references wrong, but I feel like once you see the baby with the scan or something that, like, it's going to be developed into a baby, I feel like once that's, like, you've already gone through the process and looking. So, I mean, you might as well, like I said before, you might as well be pro-life, and, like, it doesn't matter what's in there. It doesn't matter. It's more, in my humble opinion, there's a heartbeat or there's something that you could see that's going to be a live human being. Got that?
No.
No, you don't. Now, was I able to sort of follow him when I watched this encounter? Yeah, I could kind of get it because of intonation, but I would suggest to you it is not my lack of inflection or body language that's failing to communicate well. This is just not good communication. Let me share with you a case in point, because I shared that particular quote with somebody, and they said, well, you're not giving it a fair reading. If you would read it more like the way that it was spoken, which it seems to me, a word is enough these days in communication. Yeah? Do you want to go to what would you like me to get at the store? Food. That's supposed to be enough to communicate the list, apparently. And so I decided to simply pull up a very similar type of transcript with somebody asking somebody else questions. Now, I grant you this person is a professional communicator, but nevertheless, this is from a Q&A session with Phil MacArthur. I just blended them. I just breeded Phil Johnson and John MacArthur, which some people would actually suggest that maybe, because it could. Sorry, I'm doing it. What is cessationism? Now, this is John MacArthur's answer without notes. Cessationism is a term used to describe the truth that the gifts, the signs, wonders, miracles that were part of the ministry of the apostles and those associated with apostles have, oh, great. The printer did weird things here. Let me just continue here. The opposite of it is called continuationism. However, that's not a very apt term because even people who say the gifts did not cease at the end of the apostolic era define whatever it is that's going on today as different than the apostolic gifts. You have to hear the difference. One has, like subject and right, the movement thing that, goes, verbs, direct objects, correct adjectives, some sort of flow, some sort of thought. If this particular transcript from Road Trip to Truth is a fair representation of the communication style of many in the Gen Z, I didn't find this so much even a few years ago, but it seems far more rampant even today. What's the moral to this story? If you're trying to evangelize this generation, you need to understand how they communicate. Does this mean that we start to talk like them? Like could and stuff, but I going, no, I don't think that we should. But I've also noticed that, and this is my observation, that they are not able to receive a great deal of information at one time. I was witnessing to some students. I can't recall the campus. I think it happened. No, it happened on multiple campuses. It happened on Georgia Tech, GSU. I shared something, and I'm always mindful of how much information I am loading onto somebody. You don't want to do a huge dump of dialogue. It just it's difficult for anybody to listen to. They're distracted, etc. So I try to keep it short. Nevertheless, I was finding young people that were going, huh? I would say something that I thought was rather straightforward and that wasn't too complex, and I'd get kind of a glazed look. I'd put the microphone to their mouth, and they'd go, I'm sorry, what? What part didn't you get? I don't know. Just, like clocked out. Okay. Be mindful of that. We might have to keep our presentations very pithy, very pointed, and very, very now I'm the last one to call this generation dumb. In fact, for a long time I've said these kids are plenty smart. They are not doofuses, which I think the Latin would be doofi. They're not. It's just a different generation, and they've been trained differently, and we need to be mindful of it if we are going to communicate the gospel, good. Speaking of this generation, this is what they're growing up with. Dodgeball. This is in Conaga, the Calgary Herald. You'll love this. Thousands of academics are gathering in Vancouver for the annual Congress of the Humanities and Social Sciences. It's going on right now. It's called the Humanities. It's a series. The National Post showcases some of the more interesting research. Here it is. The games children play in schoolyards are horrible if you stop and think about them. Okay. Tag, for example, singles out one poor participant, often the slowest child, as the dehumanized it, who runs vainly in pursuit of the quicker ones. Capture the Flag is nakedly militaristic. British Bulldog has obvious jingoistic colonial themes. Another game, which has a different name in Canada, in America it's known as Backsides Up, involves deliberate imposition of corporal punishment on losers. A trio of education theorists will argue that dodgeball is not only problematic in the modern sense of displaying hierarchies of privilege based on athletic skill, but that it's outright miseducative. It doesn't educate rightly. You're kidding me. This hidden curriculum in dodgeball is nefarious. That is what is going on with our young people today. By the way, gentlemen, you should know they're also going to be outlawing chess in the schools. You know,
Chess?
yeah, you know, it's the conquering and the overthrowing of royalty. It's very militaristic. A jump rope, it oppresses low leapers. Swimming, water is clearly the oppressor. So all of those games, too, have got to go. Kids are growing up in a new world, aren't they? Do we change our message? No, but we might want to think about how we communicate it. Zoinks, scoop, not to be oppressive or anything. This is Wretched Radio.
You know how that social media is. You gotta be plugged in and connected. So would you please like, subscribe, or share this video?